Welcome to another AI Trekkers Post discussion. We're your hosts, John and Emma.
That's right.
And today we're going to be diving into a social media post
Oh, yeah.
that's really generated like a ton of buzz.
Yeah.
And it's all about AI and hedge funds.
Lots of hype around this.
Yeah, so much hype around AI transforming finance.
Absolutely.
Right. But this post really kind of asks the question, is it actually all it's cracked up to be? So that's what we're going to be diving into today.
I think one of the most interesting things about this is, we're not just talking about some theoretical future anymore. This is happening.
Right.
The Post pointed out this crazy stat. 86% of hedge fund managers
Wow.
are already using AI tools. And you might think, oh, that's just, your Citadels, your Two Sigmas, the giants.
Right, right.
But it's not. Even smaller funds are finding ways to bring AI in.
That's right. It's becoming much more accessible than it used to be.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, too, because it's not just, limited to one specific area.
Yeah.
The Post actually mentions AI being used across, like, marketing,
totally.
research,
Yeah.
and even coding.
I mean, it's touching every part of how these funds operate.
Right.
And where a lot of people are really focusing, it's on this idea of portfolio optimization.
Yeah. Portfolio optimization. That sounds like a pretty big deal.
Right. Imagine AI that can, sift through decades of market data, look at economic indicators, even, check out social media sentiment.
Wow.
All to, pinpoint these subtle correlations that we as humans might just totally miss.
Right.
I mean, that's the power AI is supposed to be bringing to portfolio construction. At least that's the hope.
Yeah. So, in theory,
Right.
this should be making a huge impact.
I think
The Post even mentions BlackRock
Oh, yeah.
and their Aladdin portfolio guard.
Yeah, Aladdin.
Which uses AI, right, to optimize these massive portfolios that BlackRock manages.
Right.
But then, it's like the Post throws this curveball.
Yeah, a reality check. It brings up the Eureka Hedge AI Hedge Fund Index,
Okay.
which is super interesting because it's specifically tracking the funds that are using AI to drive their investment strategies.
Okay.
And get this, it's actually lagging behind the S&P 500.
So, if AI is supposed to be the superior decision maker, why aren't we seeing these amazing returns?
Right. It's a good question. And the Post isn't alone in asking it either.
That's right. There's definitely no shortage of skepticism.
Definitely not.
The Post actually mentions some pretty big names.
Yeah, who are we talking about?
So one is Lawrence Tint,
Okay, yeah.
who was involved with iShares, and Jim Covello, the head of global equity research at Goldman Sachs. Both of them are expressing some serious reservations.
And their insights are really interesting.
Yeah.
Pint makes this argument that, even if some AI managers do outperform, at least initially, that advantage is probably going to disappear.
As more funds start using it?
Yeah. Exactly. As more funds adopt the technology. So it basically becomes like an arms race, right?
Right.
Everyone has the same tool.
Yeah, so it negates the edge.
Exactly. And then you've got Covello, who brings up this other really important point,
Okay.
which is AI actually revolutionizing finance? Or is it just automating, tasks that humans were already doing, just maybe in a more cost-effective way?
Right.
He asks, is AI solving these trillion-dollar problems, or is it just replacing low-wage jobs with very expensive software?
Which is a really crucial question.
It is, because it forces us to look beyond the hype.
Right.
If AI is primarily about efficiency and not about some fundamental, game-changing, shift,
Right.
then, does it really make sense? The cost-benefit analysis gets a lot more complex.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And then you add in another layer to this whole debate, regulation.
Oh, yeah.
The Post touches on how the use of AI in finance is raising all these concerns about market stability and, potential for manipulation. And this is something that regulators are definitely starting to pay attention to.
Yeah, and that's where things get really tricky.
Oh, absolutely.
How do you regulate a technology that's constantly evolving and being used in new ways all the time?
Yeah.
That's a huge challenge.
So, where does all this leave us?
Yeah, where do we go from here?
The Post ends with this really thought-provoking question.
I like thought-provoking questions.
If AI and hedge funds isn't guaranteeing better returns, and it comes with all these costs, and it faces all these increasing regulatory hurdles, what does the future actually hold for this technology in the financial world?
I mean, that is the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
Seems like the jury's still out on whether AI is going to be the thing that revolutionizes finance, or if it's just going to be another tool,
Another tool in the toolbox.
Yeah, another tool in the toolbox.
Well, thanks for listening to AI Trekkers Post Discussion, and we'll see you on our next adventure across the AI universe.
See you, Fig.